Caleb Shudak has his teed up, ready to do the honors.
And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Pickett back to throw. And this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
Got his man. It's London.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw complete there to Johnson.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Pickett's throw into the hands of Henry here.
Will go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 4.
They run with Taylor.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
A 10-yard pickup. And it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon.
Pickett lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake.
Looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you're at least putting in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Off play action. Pickett.
Open man, the tight end Henry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bummer, but they allow the conversion.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
On now is the kicker Jason Myers for the field goal try. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. So pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
On the return, Boston Scott. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with a football. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
And the first possession isn't until the second quarter, but what's nice about it, it's only down 3. So what you sell your team on is, look, 1 possession, 1 drive, we put it in the end zone. We're in the lead in this game. Let's go, guys.
They run with a man from La Tech. It's Boston Scott.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And
the Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop it for an 8-yard loss.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Bennett. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lob one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
So on 4th down, Matt Hawk on to punt for Indy.
Fielded at about the 28. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory.
Jalen Petrie coming up to bring him down. 2nd down at 5. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Pickett sets up play action.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now Pickett on 4th down.
To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10.
Pickett right back to the air again. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw, Pickett. Finding Johnson on the out route, that's complete.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Pickett.
That's going to be caught. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Here's Pickett.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Drake London
As the first half is winding down.
and the Dolphins will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Mike McDaniel, no hesitation on his end. He's telling his offense to go for 2. Pickett will try to throw for this.
And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
Well, indeed, start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
The give to Taylor. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Here's Taylor. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Taylor will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
So now the Dolphin offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This taken in at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Bennett. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Cameron Curl with the tackle that time.
Final minute now of the third quarter.
Scott with it again on second.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air. Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
This is taken at the 18. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA. Back now in Miami. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 19. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Going for it on 4th down. Here's Pickett.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Operating from the gun. Bennett. This one hauled in by Sample. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. He may go. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there. Make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
Pickett will look to throw it here.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Bennett.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that, a total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Join the discussion on Twitter at EA Sports_MUT. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.